We really got to talk TJ Watt and his next potential contract because Max Crosby just signed a mega deal with the Vegas Raiders. And that gives us a little bit of a frame of reference for what we may expect TJ Watt's market to be now because they both play the same position, edge rusher. So the details on Max's deal are this: 3 years, $106.5 million, which makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Jetta's got $35 million per at receiver. Nick Bosa, whenever he signed his big deal, got $34.2 million per year. That's not where Max Crosby is. Max Crosby a little bit above both of them at $35.5 million per season. Again, highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. $91.5 million guaranteed. That's 86% of his contract. So what does that got to do with TJ? This is a quick refresher on TJ's current situation. He's got 1 year left on his deal. And with there only being a year left on his deal, like that's typically the time period for stars, for guys that are proven to be seeking an extension in the offseason. And both TJ and the Steelers organization have acknowledged that. They know there's going to be some contract talks ongoing throughout May, June, July, and eventually before the season starts. And if you want to compare TJ to Max Crosby or just TJ to any edge rusher in the league right now, TJ's still the best, even after a down year. So TJ could be looking at Max's deal, knowing that he's up for a contract extension, he's up to get paid, and say, yeah, I deserve more than that, right? Max Crosby, 35 and a half. I deserve at least 36, maybe 37, 38. And I don't think TJ would be wrong for thinking that. But would it make sense for the Steelers? It takes two to tango with these contract negotiations. Now, TJ's brother, JJ Watt, Mr. Media Man now, he's all over the place. Doing the Sunday pregame shows. He's regular on McAfee. He voiced his assessment on the situation on McAfee today. Said that the Steelers should have got the TJ Watt contract done last year. They missed out on a hometown discount. He elaborates on it. Says the earlier you get the deal done, the better deal you get. That's just a fact. That's why my personal belief they should have done it last year, because I think there was a hometown discount to be had. But now the longer you wait this year, you got Micah coming up. Like you said, you got Aiden Hutchinson, you got Myles Garrett. Those guys are getting new deals too. That number is going to inch closer to 4 in front of it instead of a 3. He's alluding to, instead of it being 30 plus million, now it's going to be 40 million for some of these edge rushers, these elite tier edge rushers. So you're going to want to get that done earlier rather than later because the price isn't going down. Thanks, JJ. Really insightful remarks there. Fascinating comments. Thanks, man. Thanks, JJ. I get you have your brother's back, but now's not the time. I guess it is technically the time because the topic is relevant. Max Crosby just got the contract. TJ's new deal is coming up. But it's still not the time. Read the room from a Steeler standpoint. Steeler people don't want to hear this at all. Did you not see how the Steelers finished the season with TJ getting paid what he's currently getting paid? Did you not see how TJ Watt finished the season getting paid what he's getting paid? And you want to talk about how the Steelers should have done this mega deal or got this big contract done last year because it would save the team money and be a hometown discount. Miss me with that. Let's not act like the deal TJ would have signed last offseason wouldn't have been something that's setting the market where he's getting paid. What would I say? Bosa was getting paid 34. It would have been probably 35 last year. So TJ would still have a $35 million per year contract this offseason. That doesn't sound like a big hometown discount. That sounds like around what the market is. And since the Steelers, and you're saying since the Steelers didn't do that deal, that now they're going to have to pay close to $40 million. Get out of here with that, man. Get out of here. Like, no one's denying TJ's greatness, right? But let's be real. What good is TJ's greatness doing for the Steelers in their quest to getting back to being a championship caliber team? Obviously not much. Just look at the team's success throughout TJ's career. Whether you're talking about when he got the bag and was in depoy contention and winning the depoy, or when he was on his rookie deal. Same crap, different season. Like that's the story of TJ Watt's Steeler career. And it's not all on TJ, but again, it just comes down to like, bro, we ain't winning with TJ no matter what way you slice it. Whether you're paying him the money, you're not paying him the money. So like, why are we paying him the money that's going to be setting the market again? Why are we going to be paying him 35 plus, 36 plus, 40 million plus when we're getting bounced and shellacked in the playoffs anyway? Would it maybe be smart to change your focus, allocate that money elsewhere, get some draft picks for TJ? Like, we were having these legit conversations at the end of the season, right? And it made sense. And I get, JJ, you're going to stick up for your brother, but I think these comments lack a ton of awareness for the Steelers' current situation. He wants to act like paying TJ more money than Max Crosby is this no-brainer move that the Steelers have to make. Like, why wouldn't you make this? It's like, bro, we ain't winning with TJ. We ain't winning with TJ falling out, getting double-digit sack seasons. And like, he's coming off of his worst season in a minute, too. That's the other thing. We weren't winning when TJ, again, no matter what way you want to slice TJ's career, whether he was in depoy contention or winning depoys, putting up sack records for the single season, getting paid X amount, not getting paid, his rookie contract, no matter how TJ was playing, how much money he's gotten, we've not been able to win games. And again, TJ is coming off of his worst season. Those last 5-6 games were not only bad for the Steelers, but they were bad for TJ. He wasn't as impactful. He wasn't playing like he was deserving of a $30 million contract, let alone getting paid more than Max Crosby and setting the market. And he's 30. He's getting up there in age. And that's the thing. I agree that TJ deserves more money than Max Crosby. Like, don't get me wrong. TJ is the better player. But what have you done for me lately? And what are you going to do for me going forward? Like, that's a part of this too. Max Crosby's 27. As I said, TJ Watt's 30. And the Raiders literally said in one of like the press releases, I saw one of the quotes that they said, we're paying Max for what he's about to do. Let me pose this to you guys. Let me put this out there for you. If the Steelers paid TJ Watt 36, 37 million right now, is that for what he's about to do? Or is that for what he's done? I'll let that sink in. But also, look at it from an organization or franchise standpoint. The Raiders are in a different spot than the Steelers. They are desperate for continuity. They are desperate for some sort of consistency in-house with their star players. They're trying to set a new tone, build a new structure, have some definitive leadership from their players, their star players. With Tom Brady as an owner and Pete Carroll, they're trying to set a new direction, and they're trying to pick leaders to get them going in the right place. And they think Max Crosby is going to be that guy. Raiders have not really been relevant at all over the last decade, 20 years. Whereas the Steelers, we've been relevant from, I guess, being in like the playoff hunt standpoint. We have all those things already. We have the, I guess, relevancy or consistency, the continuity. We got all that taken care of. we're always in the mix. We're always floating around the playoffs. We're always going to be in, I guess, quote unquote contention, even though I think deep down us Steeler fans know it's not like necessarily like real contention. At least at least I've come to that realization after this last season. I think we really hit a breaking point with how this wild card game went against the Ravens. All these changes, all this stuff. I thought it was going to be different this time, but it's been 10-7, 9-8. No matter who you want to put at quarterback, no matter who you want to bring in as coordinator, no matter what new players you want to have on defense, 9-8, 10-7. Like that's we're there. We're at least above the line. We're above average. That's where the Raiders are trying to get. They're trying to at least get some sort of foundation there. We're already there. We're trying to get over the next hump and get back to elite tier status. So we need to, I think, start shaking up the foundation of what we got and the way we've been doing things. Get someone more, get more money on offense. Get more with the modern day with how we want to do things on offense. Be more in 2025 instead of the 1990s. Instead of paying one or two guys big money on defense, maybe spend that more on the offensive line. Again, get a receiver. Obviously, find a quarterback. That's probably the biggest thing you can do. That's probably the biggest help that you could do to yourself is find a franchise quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Do not get it twisted. I want to keep TJ. I think we all want to keep TJ. But paying him 35 plus just because the Raiders paid Max Crosby 35 plus, I don't think makes sense with the state of the Steelers right now. 25, 27, sure, but not 35. Just because the Raiders did it doesn't mean we have to do it. Different organization, different situation, different player. I get they play the same positions, but different player at a different spot at their career. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Both Max Crosby, TJ Watt, both edge rushers. But TJ, he's 30. Max Crosby, 27. TJ got his set the market deal a few years back, 3 or 4 years ago. That's what Max is getting right now. He's the one that's like next up. TJ got that. And with natural inflation, yes, Max Crosby got a little bit more than what TJ's Watt deal was 3, 4 years ago. Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time. The market gets reset with the salary cap going up. It happens. But it's like just because Max got that deal, should TJ get that deal from the Steelers? From the Steelers. Again, it's all about just the timelines of where we are as an organization versus what TJ Watt deserves because of the market. Like TJ does. He legitimately deserves more than Max Crosby. But how is that contract going to age? That's a legitimate question. Is he going to be getting better like he did for the last one? I got to admit, TJ Watt outplayed his mega deal contract whenever he got it 3, 4 years ago. Whenever he set the market 3, 4 years ago. He outplayed that. He actually outplayed that. But now, TJ at 30, going on 31, if we're paying him 35 plus, potentially 40, is he going to outplay that contract? I don't know. That's a fair question to ask. And then you got to look at where the Steelers are as an organization. We've been doing the whole pay TJ Watt a ton of money and spending a ton of money on defense and doing things a certain way and being conservative on offense. And it's gotten us the same results season in, season out. So are we just going to go back and do the same thing with TJ Watt getting older and most likely not going to be as good as what he was over the last 3, 4 years? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Now, if TJ hit the open market, I'm sure a team would pay him $36 million. I'm sure a team would. He deserves it. Again, he's better than Max Crosby right now. But these contracts and how you talk about the numbers and who gets paid what, and a lot of it has to do with other factors. As I'm bringing up, where the current team is, where the team is that you're currently on, where they are as an organization, what the timelines are, where you're at age wise. There's a lot of things at play. So it's up to TJ, I think. I know the Steelers want him back. Omar Khan's made that evident. We all want TJ back. But I think at this point, there has to be a line. There absolutely has to be a line. And I think 35 plus, it's too far. So TJ, how much do you want to be a part of the solution here? Be a one helmet guy, Steeler for life. Because if you're taking more money than Max Crosby, I don't know if that's necessarily helping to be a part of the solution here in Pittsburgh. But again, I can't lie and act like you wouldn't be deserving of that money. But sometimes, again, it's just how things happen, how sports divorces happen. The timelines are different. Player to team, team to player, people are in different spots. And if TJ's focused on setting the market and getting paid and having long-term security like that, it might be better for both sides to part ways. But I think ultimately, if I had to bet money, TJ and the Steelers will be on the same page this offseason. Ultimately, like they're going to come to some sort of agreement. Is it going to be the number that I brought up, 25, 27? Probably not. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Maybe it's another deal that's like 30 million. There's a happy medium between getting paid what Max is getting paid and what maybe Micah and Myles Garrett are going to get paid, somewhere in the high 30s. Maybe it's less than that. It's around 30. It is a little bit of a hometown discount. Like that's what I would bet. TJ, I think he really does want to be a Steeler. I think he really does. So I think ultimately that's what's going to happen. But everyone's reacting like the Steelers got to pay TJ this money just because Max Crosby got this money from the Raiders. It's like, not necessarily, because look at what we've done with paying TJ the high end money for being an edge rusher. Like, it's not really getting us anywhere. So why do the Steelers have to do anything? You know what I mean? Like I don't get like why Max Crosby got that deal. Steelers automatically also got to pay TJ Watt at least that, potentially more. Huh? We went 10-7 last year with TJ getting paid $30 million. Okay. Like we need a quarterback. We need to get better on offense. Like that's what we need to do. We were having legit conversations when the season ended about, again, would it be smarter to trade Minka, to trade TJ, get some draft picks, allocate more money on offense, get younger? Because we got all these stars on defense. We got these big name players on defense. And it seems like there's a ceiling. It seems like we can't really get over the hump with what we got. So why are we just going to dig in even deeper and leverage our future with worse contracts on players that we haven't been getting it done with already? Now, don't get me wrong. TJ's still a great player. I want him to be here. I want him to be a part of the solution. But I think getting paid that much wouldn't be necessarily helping the Steelers get back on track. I think that could be hurting us more.